Welcome back to Against the Cage. I'm Scott Fontana here with the UFC Flyweight champion, Alexandre Pantoja. So, Alexandre, you're coming off of a very unique title defense. And your last opponent was Kaya Sakura, making his UFC debut in a championship fight. We don't see that very often. This was also the first title fight in which you got a finish, choking out Sakura in the second round. What do you think that might say about Sakura as an opponent? Maybe was he not quite ready for this big of an opportunity so quickly?
I don't know if that, but maybe a lot of things, because I'm preparing myself a lot to that opportunity, fight with because he come like a bantamweight champion from another promotion, and he come fight to another a different division, and I figured out this guy is huge for my division, and I think it's a lot of things happen, to that mix. I thinking about I need to protect the UFC because if the guys beat me, he prove has another promotion in the world better than the UFC, and I say no, bro, it's not here. And a lot of coincidence, but you see a lot about that. You see fighters come for another promotions don't go so well in the UFC, Of course, UFC is the more important organization MMA for so many years. A lot of good professionals and matchmakers. And these guys do a very good job. Because he's bringing all the best. And I'm super happy because I had the opportunity to fight with someone I never figured out.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing an interesting case there, but now you're coming into another fight here, a different guy, a different Kai Kara France in this one.
Coincidence, yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of
Funny, you're
coincidence.
you're gonna knock off all the Kais. I mean, you already have history, of course. You guys being on the Ultimate Fighter, you fought 9 years ago. You won that one, an exhibition, not an official fight.
Uh-huh.
But you were teammates on that show. What stands out the most from your time around Cara France, both in that fight and also just being on the show? You guys seem to have a lot of respect for each other.
Of course, especially in that tough, the Ultimate Fight, all champions in the house, like everybody have experience. It's not like a guy has two fights or three fights. Everybody have a lot of fights, a lot of experience in the house. Everybody respect everybody, and you win one fighter. That's something you take his belt about him. And Kai France is such a nice guy. I think everybody from New Zealand is a nice people. This guy is just living a very good life, in the island, sun every time, beach everywhere. And he's very guy. I say to him, he texts me when I finish a Sakura, he texts me, hey, I'm the next in the line. And I say, I hope so, bro. You deserve. And I say he's looking different right now because he have a family, he have kids, and he's a father now. And you look, I say to him, you look more dangerous right now because you have a family on your side. You have somewhere else to fight. And about that, I like to put that pressure on myself. To it's not gonna be the same guy I fight 9 years ago. Of course, I feel so much difference. Because I have a different gym. I'm training America Top Team for so many years, 6 years, and I say when I come to America Top Team, I'm full athlete. I'm training every day, 2 hours a day. I have very good coaches. I have very good training partners. I feel so different. Of course, Kakara France is so good too. He knocked out a lot of good guys. He have a very powerful hands, and that's make me excited to fight to him. Like these challenge move myself. That's what I want. The opportunity to fight in UFC, this the big show in the world. With a very top level fighter. That's the best life.
Now, I mean, at least this time, you guys don't have to train next to each other when you're going to fight each other. That had to be a weird
Sure.
experience. What was that like?
Yeah, that's true. But like I think he have like a different room. Sometimes he training over there. I'm training here. A lot of respect, of course. And but that's crazy because my first fight in the show, I fight with Tim Moreno. I make a very tough fight with Moreno, and then Carcara France fight next, and the same day he knock out the guy with the one punch, like and then I go fight with the Carcara France, and I know he has strong hands. I need to fight very smart and beat him is very important. I go to the semifinals. I lose at that point, but I prove myself in the show. UFC push me to the show, push Cara France, Brandon Moreno. A lot of very good fighters go to UFC from that show, and that's crazy. You see Moreno champion of the world, I'm the champion of the world now. Cara France have this opportunity, and I have this position before, when you go to the first time challenger, the UFC belt, you put everything in the table, because when I did that, everything I pass in my life go to that same day, When I fight Timorian, I fight to everything I have, and I know Kai France coming with that, he coming with everything he living in his life.
Now you
And
hit on. Oh, sorry. Keep going,
no,
please.
no, that's something make me a lot of attention about the fight.
Yeah, but yeah, you bring up obviously the unique nature of that season of The Ultimate Fighter with all the champions from the various organizations. Everyone was fighting for the shot at the legendary Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. You got the coaches of the great Henry Cejudo and Joseph Benavidez. You mentioned Brandon Moreno, future champion, who you took the belt off of. Like this is a really fantastic season of The Ultimate Fighter as far as talent goes. Do you ever think back to kind of how special that collection of individuals was, especially in your own division for that one?
That's a special. And if you see fighters from whole world, you have guys from Africa, Japan, Europe, Brazil. That's amazing thing. I think you will never have a ultimate fight like that. All guys champion from all world. And this is still happening in my division. My last four fights, I fight with different nationals. Like I fight with the Brandon Moreno from Mexican, American. I fight with Australian, Japanese. Now I fight with the New Zealand. This very unique in UFC. You have all this culture, all these countries, and that's proof that's the world organization. It's not just about America or Brazil or Russia. You have all the guys on all the world. I fight with Manel Cap from Africa. I fight uh, with a lot of countries, and I love this opportunity, to feel I fight with the whole challenges from whole world.
Sure, sure. Now, obviously, this fight that you and Cara France had 9 years ago, you're different fighters today. There's probably not a whole lot really you guys can take away from that fight, either of you. But what's the biggest difference for you, Alexandre Pantoja, then versus now? How are you so different as a fighter today?
Like I say, I come to America Top 10 and now I feel better athlete, Before I'm just like a brawler, just like a street fighter, But now I have my head coach, Parropinha. I have very good coaches on my side. I have good training partners. I have good people to inspire me in the gym, We have Kayla Harrison win the belt last week, She's such inspiration for everybody in the gym, She works so hard for get the belt. We have Kyoji Gucci, one of my training partners, so good. Uh, that's making me very different. That's why I'm the champion of the world. I have very good experience in the gym. I have very good training partners, and now I'm training very different. I think that's a more difference. I'm athlete right now.
Now, just a couple more questions for you, Alexandre. So we've spoken before, you and I, about the idea of you maybe moving up one day, fighting for that second title, 135 pounds. You've been much more interested in cementing your legacy at 125. But as far as bantamweight goes, the idea of moving up and facing Merab Dvalishvili, I mean, it's been floated in there earlier this month. He sounds receptive to it. Do you have any appetite for that fight?
I think right now, I think in about I have very responsibility in my division, because If you take like a 2, 3 years ago, people say a lot of bad things about my division, and right now it's completely different. You have like a lot of good fighters. Everybody know everybody in the rankings. Everybody talking about Manel Cape. Everybody talking about Kaya Sakura, Breno Moreno, Breno Rival, Kai Kara France, Almiro Abbas. You have so much good fighters. And for me, it's very important to represent my division. Don't think about move on. Of course, if Dana White say if I'm sad, of course, I won't put me myself in another level, because that's something very rare in UFC. You don't have like a lot of guys can take two belts at the same time, But I think I have more responsibility with my division, if I'm try to leave my belt, something I don't want, I don't thinking about, if you give me the opportunity, I'm accept, but I don't thinking about that right now. I thinking about represent my division. And what I talk to you about that. This division is so competitive. You have guys from all the whole world. And that's amazing, amazing. Be a champion one division like that.
Sure, sure. And the last question I have for you is, you're 35 now. You've probably heard this already, all the talk about fighters at the smaller weight classes not winning title fights after age 35 or so. We've seen some fighters start to break through on that front, but you have a chance to be the first man 155 pounds or below to defend your title at this age. What do you believe is going to be the secret for you to remain on top, remain the champion in the second half of your 30s here?
I don't know. I don't really thinking about that. Like, I'm just working, training every day very hard. Don't put me in that situation. I think age is just a number. I'm still young, I'm still play video games, stay play soccer with my kids. Like, I think that's the way you need to live, But of course, that's sport is very competitive, In my gym, everybody is so obsessed to train to get the best shape in their life, That's aggressive for everybody, I'm doing that for 20 years, and especially in UFC, fight for 8 years in UFC, that high level, you need to train a lot. You sacrifice a lot your body, to do that. People think athlete is like a super healthy, but I think it's wrong. I put myself. I talk about myself. I put myself in high level all the time. It's so stressed for my body. Like, I need a lot of therapy, ice bath, and everything about because it's huge. You fighting so much high level, training so much high level all the time, But that's the amazing thing, you are still competitive, you still have the opportunity to prove all the time you best of the world, And June 28th, I have this opportunity, and I want to prove to myself first and to everybody.